Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome back to Not the Shop. We're here on location today at the old homestead, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this guy and what it can do for you and how important it is this time of year. Allow me to introduce the Ecobee Smart Thermostat. I tell you what, I'm an antique kind of guy, and it took a long time to talk myself into one of these guys, but I am sure glad that I did. This old girl runs the whole house. Don't pay attention to this little blinking light. That's the infrared sensor. We'll get to that. This thing connects up to the internet via Bluetooth, runs off the Wi-Fi of your house just like everything else these days, let's be honest. You have complete control over your HVAC system, and it even tells you the weather. How awesome is this? And this little thing even hooks up to Amazon via the A word that I can't say because the whole house will turn on. But you can do absolutely everything from this. Look, this little signal tells me that it's hooked up to my phone. I got a message the other day telling me that it was time to change my filter. How cool is that? Yeah, you can put a code in to lock people out of this thing. So yeah, only the man of the house gets control of the thermostat, which we all know how important that is. Let's go downstairs and take a look. Here we are at the heart of almost every home, your HVAC system, particularly the blower box. Now, once you've removed all the panels, now some of you may see this and can tell that the power is still on. This is a do as I say, not as I do kind of situation. There is this switch here that shuts the furnace off whenever you move the panels. Yeah, we've worked our way around that because I don't know about you, but it really drives me nuts every time I got to work on this thing. It shuts down the power. But I digress. The beauty about this Ecobee thermostat is even in older houses such as the one that we're in, it takes a standard 4-wire thermostat, so you don't have to change any of the wiring in your house. It comes with this little converter box that changes all the signaling into what that thermostat wants to see. It still controls the air conditioner, it controls the furnace, blower speed, yada yada yada. This thing even does the UV lighting in the return. It'll do a dehumidifier or a humidifier if your situation calls for it. But this thing is awesome. It comes with everything you need in the box to hook up to anything. You just need to follow the instructions. I know that kind of goes against the whole basis of this channel, but when it comes to wiring, you kind of need to get it right on the first try. Speaking of which, furnaces, whenever you take this panel off, there is a diagram on the back of these panels. Yeah. You don't have to be an engineer to read that thing. You just need to follow lines. The coolest thing about this entire system is the free app that it comes with. You can control everything right from your smartphone, which, come on, everybody has one now. And check this out. Alerts and reminders. 1. Furnace filter maintenance. How cool is that? It's time to change your filter. I don't even have to think about it. My phone sends me a text message. And I can set the interval for how long in between each time I change it. Whenever I tell the app that I've changed my filter, it resets that clock and we're good to go. Another awesome feature about this app is that if you go to settings, it will tell you what is currently running in your system. Right now the furnace is not on, but if it's running, it will tell you A, the furnace is on, so the heat is running, there's a flame in it. It'll tell you if the blower is on. It will tell you if your air conditioner's on, dehumidifier, whatever, so you can kind of diagnose what's happening at your home, even if you're not there. And finally, one of my favorite things about this is it has multiple remote Bluetooth sensors that report back to the main base unit thermostat that you can put all over your house, so it will average the temperature. So you live in an older, drafty house like this one, it takes everything and rounds it out. So it's not just super hot in your living room where the thermostat is, that you can put a sensor in the areas that you have trouble with so your house takes the average. It's awesome how this works. This little guy here is one of those sensors. We keep it in our bedroom because this seems to be a colder part of the house. Alright, so we're back here at the base unit. And if you go into the menu here, this can show you the sensors that I was just talking about. It tells you the temperature at the different places in your house. So this thing averages that to make it most comfortable that it can. You go back to the main here. in the settings. Right now, since I've come over here, the furnace is running because it saw that I occupied the master bedroom. So it knew that I was in there, so it wants to make sure that the place that I'm at is most comfortable. Since I've left that room, it has turned on the furnace and the blower fan. So I can tell, just from looking at my phone, what my HVAC system is doing. This thing's pretty quick. So like I mentioned earlier, this little blinky dot that you can't see in real life, it's an infrared sensor, so it knows when you're in here. This thing will eventually pick up your routines and set its own schedule, so it knows when you're here, it knows when you're not. If it doesn't see anybody move in front of it for X amount of time, it goes down into like an energy save mode, because you don't need to have the house at 70 something if nobody's here. It'll kick it down to like 68, and then it goes off the geo tracker on your phone. It knows when you're like half a mile away from the house, and it'll automatically kick this thing back up to where you want it to be, so it's comfortable when you come in the door. There's honestly nothing that this thing can't do. It is so slick, and I am really glad that I finally talked myself into doing this. This little guy actually makes my life easier. If you guys are interested in this thing, check out a link in the description. You can get one of these for yourself.